Hey everyone, it's Michael. I hope you're doing well today. And over my Christmas break, I finally watched the third of the four Marvel animes that I had not seen yet. I've reviewed Iron Man, I reviewed Wolverine, and I wasn't sure how to feel about this particular one because it could have been bad, it could have been good. There was a lot of ways this could have varied, and so far these Marvel anime, I haven't seen Blade yet, have been a little bit hit or miss, but I finally watched the 12 episode anime for X-Men. Now, mind you, this is made overseas. This is a Japanese anime. And the Iron Man one was pretty bad. It was pretty rough, and it was pretty bad. It had its moments that were cool, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like the concept trailer used to be. If you saw that on YouTube, you can still see it. I talked about it in the Iron Man review. The Wolverine one was hit or miss, but I liked it. I liked it, but it's like a little bit above average. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. However, if you haven't seen the X-Men one, this was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. It's not like the most amazing thing ever. It's easily the best of these anime. But again, I haven't seen Blade, but it's Blade we're talking about here. Like, how good could that possibly be? And I don't think I've even heard good things about Blade, to be honest with you. But anyway, X-Men, I'm not even the biggest X-Men guy. I've always been a Wolverine guy, and I kind of liked Cyclops, but I never really knew much about Cyclops aside from what I knew in hindsight. Well, not in hindsight. In childhood about Cyclops from like the animated series that was so popular in the 90s. But even that I haven't seen in ages, so I don't remember anything from that, and I'm just now reading Claremont's run in comics. This X-Men anime, it did so much right that I think so many cartoons, so many movies for X-Men, live action or animated if there is any, it does so much so well that so many of those things do not get right at all. And when I begin to tell you about where this story begins, it's probably going to shock you a little bit. This X-Men animated, or X-Men anime, actually picks up right when Phoenix is dead. Like, she is dying. They're in the final battle. I don't know if it's very faithful to the Claremont story. I don't know. I'm not there yet in the comics. But Jean Grey is, like, she's dying and then she's dead. And after, like, I think it's like a year, I want to say, that they cut to in the future, Cyclops just keeps going over to her place where she was at, where she died at on that battlefield, and he's upset and mourning for her. Everybody else is trying their best to get over this. And everyone else has kind of moved on except for Cyclops. But the team has kind of fallen apart, but not really. And Charles Xavier finds out about a missing girl in Japan who has some mutant abilities. But her parents know about it. Charles Xavier sends off everybody to go find this young girl who's gone missing, who may or may not have been kidnapped by the U-Men, which I don't really know anything about. I think I've heard the name U-Men in some comics, or maybe a cartoon or something. I don't think I know anything about them. But anyway, so it's kind of a hunt for a little girl story, but that part of it is kind of wrapped up pretty quickly, to be honest with you. It's everything else in the storyline that I was worried about once that little finding the girl storyline is kind of wrapped up. I thought the whole season would be dedicated to that. It's not. When that part is wrapped up, they kind of do some more stuff that I was worried about, but they did it well. I'm very surprised with how good this was. It had no business being as good as it was as an anime. Or as an X-Men thing, for that matter. The art animation is beautiful. The art style is beautiful. It looks better, so much better than Iron Man and Wolverine, and I'm assuming Blade when I get to that. Everything from the action set pieces are so much more satisfying to me. It's not like the most amazing thing ever. I'm trying not to like blow it out of the water to you guys or really hype you up too much where like you go to watch it and you're kind of disappointed. I don't want to do that to you. But this was really cool, and if you like X-Men like I kind of do, if you're like a normie to X-Men like me, even though I'm a big comic guy, you should watch this. I think you'll really, really be surprised by how good it is, how well acted it is. This Wolverine doesn't feel like the Wolverine that we got from his anime. Like, that Wolverine from the Wolverine anime is very... He doesn't really sound like Wolverine to me, but I didn't hate that anime, like I said. The writing for that Wolverine doesn't feel as good as this Wolverine here, who, by the way, is played by Steve Blum, who played, what's his face? Spike from Cowboy Bebop. I love Steve Blum. He's an incredible actor. He is so good as Wolverine, you have no idea. He's as good as the guy from the animated series and from 97. I can't remember his name to save my life. He played Slappy in Goosebumps back in the day. I'm telling you, you have no idea how good this show is. It even gets Storm down perfectly. There's another character in here who's usually a villain that they do a lot of great stuff with here. And it's not Magneto, and it's not Mystique either. They're not even in this, from what I remember. Maybe in like one little clip. But, like, they're not even in this, and that's what I'm usually annoyed with anything X-Men, is that we shove Magneto and Mystique and sometimes Juggernaut into the story, and they just, I don't know, they just don't always work for me, you know what I mean? But the particular character that we got here, that I'm not going to spoil for you, really surprised me with how well executed that writing was. They do kind of a parent-child relationship thing with this little missing girl that I was talking about, who's like a preteen. I think she's like 12 or 11 or something. Even that character, the young girl that the X-Men go looking for, is not annoying. Her parents that love her even though she's a mutant, they're not annoying. This anime lands everything it possibly could so well, and it shocks me how good it is. Again, art style, animation, fights, even down to some of the music I think is pretty solid here. And that's surprising too, because a lot of the music has felt so generic for all three of the anime I have watched from this Marvel anime set. The guy playing Cyclops is incredible, by the way. This anime not only got Wolverine and Storm, and even Beast was really good here in my opinion. The Jean Grey stuff when they show it at the beginning of the show, in the first episode's like first 5 minutes. That was well done. But my boy Cyclops, I'm coming around to Cyclops the more that I read the Claremont stuff. I haven't finished the first volume of the X-Men Marvel Essential book that I bought from back in the day. But I'm really loving it so far. And Cyclops is really growing on me as a character to becoming probably one of my favorite comic characters ever. And I don't know how that is. Because I've watched so many cartoons and stuff since I was a kid, and I was never a big Cyclops guy, but I enjoyed him as a character in those shows. Dude, Cyclops is the shit. My friend Heath told me over and over again about how much he loves Cyclops. He's like a diehard Cyclops guy, and a diehard Colossal guy, which I love Colossal. Is it Colossal? Colossus. I can never get the guy's name right. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm still learning. Remember, I'm a normie to this. But Cyclops is done so well here, and I really enjoy him as a character here. That mourning that he has for Jean Grey, who he loved, it doesn't overtake his leadership capabilities, but like the rivalry between he and Wolverine, it's not overdone. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly written in a way that Wolverine is trying to motivate Scott to be better and to help him get over his grieving, to lead the team that he's been in charge of for so long. It nails everybody, is what I'm trying to tell you. This show was so good, and I cannot believe that I'm sitting here telling you how good it was. I watched this almost reluctantly because I was sick. I watched this during my Christmas break when I finally didn't have chills and issues. As you can hear, I'm still kind of sick, but thank God my voice has finally come back. My body doesn't feel sick. My body doesn't hurt like it did. I was watching this when I was really, really just starting to get a little bit better. I was still not able to talk and whatnot. And I gotta tell you, man, I was so engrossed in this, I could not believe how good it was. Which made it even worse because I've had to wait like 3 weeks to be able to talk to you guys about it. So anyway, when it comes to these anime, like I said, this is easily the best of the three that I've reviewed and watched so far, so hopefully Blade will be even better. I doubt it. I firmly doubt it. But maybe. It's also sad to me we never got like a Spider-Man or a Hulk anime, but the way these have been so far, I don't know if those would have been good, man. I don't know. But the X-Men one is fantastic. If you don't watch any of them, make the time, especially if you're a hardcore X-Men fan, to take the time to watch this, because I think you'll enjoy it. Even the U-Men stuff, I think, is handled fairly decently here. From what I understand about the U-Men from this show, which is mainly the only knowledge I have of it, and I think maybe some of the Claremont stuff I've read has covered that. I could be wrong. But this was cool. I enjoyed it. It had so much to offer. It was badass. So anyway, the X-Men anime, have you checked it out? What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about it. Do you think this is the best of the 4 anime made from Marvel stuff? I'd love to hear all that down below too. It's hard to believe this is from 2011, because isn't this like 15 years old now? And man, it looks better than the majority of anime you see now. Like, people rave over like the new Dragon Ball Super movies and stuff, like DBS Broly, for example. This looks better to me. Like, I think it looks way better than stuff like that. I don't know. That's a personal opinion, maybe a hot take, but I don't regret saying that, to be honest with you. So anyway, what do you think about it? Let me know what you think about the Blade one, if it's any good or not. Maybe I'll get to that sometime soon. I have no idea. I'm just kind of jumping all over the place with the different things I'm watching right now. I'm in the middle of so many shows. It's kind of hard to take a break for 12 episodes to watch something like this, especially if it ends up not being good, like the Iron Man one. So I'm just kind of taking my time. I'm watching different shows at the same time, so I can kind of... It harms the reviews to an extent, but I also think it helps to limit how much I have to say when I go to the reviews to make it less lengthy for you guys. I don't know. But anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Catch you later, and watch the X-Men anime. God bless you guys. Goodbye.